It is another beautiful day in the beautiful city of Lagos, and I'm your boy Joer. Today, I will be taking you around the community of literature in English. Yes, literature in English. And our topic of focus will be literary terminologies. In short, we call it literary terms. What comes to your mind when we make mention of literary terms? And what are some of the most commonly used literary terms? Will you be able to identify literary terms in the context or use literary terms in the context? You should be able to give attention to these questions at the end of my discourse or class with you today. What are literary terms? Literary terms or literary terminologies are devices or techniques that writers use to create special meaning in their work of art in order to help the audience to understand the concepts being discussed deeply. Which means in literature, without literary terminology, it could be very difficult for the audience to appreciate the work of art. For example, one could say, I don't want to say you are wrong. Let me frank. Have you not said so? Has the speaker not said that the spoken to is wrong by saying, I don't want to say you are wrong? That is one of the terminologies that we refer to as paralysis. Well, from here, I shall marshal out some commonly used literary terms. Let me start with the first one, suspense. Suspense is a terminology that is used to maintain audience attention through the use of tension, because the audience or the reader of the text will be willing to get to the end of the story. You want to know more. That is why in some movies, when you watch movies, what you see there is that you want to find out how it will end because of suspense. At times you'll be afraid, you have a kind of pathetic fallacy for a character. You are not the one that's about to be attacked, but you'll be afraid. These are suspenses. You want to know what will happen next. These are some instances that suspense is employed in literature or in any work of art, be it written or acted. The second one on my list is flashback. Flashback is a literary terminology that gives the audience background information of events that occurred in the past in a chronological sequence. Many of us do experience or do see how flashback is used in movies. Someone is suffering today, all of a sudden, another character will come and tell him to remember what happened about 10, 15, or whatsoever years ago. So those activity or actions that happened in those years will be reenacted, either in the use of mime or full acting. By calling to mind series of events chronologically in the past, we say that flashback has been employed. What about foreshadowing? This is the third on my list. Foreshadowing is used to provide hints in the story about events that will happen in the future. Now look at the one I said previously, flashback. Flashback brings to mind events that have happened in the past. But foreshadowing will give you a background information of what is yet to happen. It merely creates fear, so to say. My number 4 on the list is termed interior monologue. Some people call this stream of consciousness. It involves a character talking alone. That is why we can also refer to it as dramatic monologue when it is employed in drama. The fifth one is a very common one called dialogue. 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 What is dialogue? Dialogue is a verbal exchange between two or more people in a work of art. When two characters or more characters are talking verbally, we say there is what? Dialogue. When they use their mouths to talk, that is dialogue. The sixth one is Deus Machina. Deus ex machina or Deus ex machina. It has double pronunciation. What do we refer to as Deus ex machina? We say that this particular terminology is employed when there is a sudden turn of events, when there is a sudden change of events. It is the introduction of a person, thing, or supernatural force to save a situation that appears to be insurmountable, to save a situation that appears to be unsolvable. We call it Deus Machina, or some people refer to it as the God of machine. Yes, it's a use of supernatural force. The seventh I have on the list is conflict. Conflict is a point of disagreement, the point of opposition, or the point of antagonism in any work of art. When there is a squabble, when there is a reason to argue, when there is a reason not to agree, we say there is a conflict. And my next on the list is denouement. Denouement is the resolution of the dramatic conflict in the work of art. In other words, the opposite of conflict is denouement or resolution. The next I have is allusion. 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 Allusion simply is a direct reference to a figure, a direct reference to a place or event. It can also be a direct reference to an idea that is coming out from any of the three key sources, which could be biblical, that is biblical allusion, literary allusion, or historical allusion. Biblical allusion is where you make a reference to what is in the Bible. Historical allusion is when you make a reference to what is in history, while literary allusion is when you make a reference to what is any of the work of art. For example, I want to tell a friend that I am not afraid to die, that I must embark on a particular protest or a particular project. And my friend tries to persuade me, rather to dissuade me not to go. Here is my speech. Cowards die many times before their death, but as for the valiant, they taste not death but once, seeing death, a necessary end, will come when it will come. In that word, I just said that death is a necessary end. I am not afraid. I am trying to say that it is the death that is meant for me that will kill me. Anyone that is not meant for me can do me no harm. Is that my expression? No, it is expression from William Shakespeare, Julius Caesar. That is a kind of what? Literary allusion. Or you have a friend that doesn't believe whatever you tell him until he sees proof. What do you call him? Thomas. Why do you call him Thomas? Because of the Thomas of the Bible who doubt that Jesus has actually risen from the grave. That is what we call allusion. When we make a reference to literature, to Bible or history, we say it's an allusion. Or someone wants to tell you that in this case, I will be the Adolf Hitler. Oh, who is Adolf Hitler? Adolf Hitler is one of the rulers in Germany then that committed suicide after the failure of what he preferred or what he thought would be a successful situation. We call it the Nazism. Did he succeed? No. So when someone tells you that he's going to die because of a cause, he's Adolf Hitler. It's historical. Is that also? Yes. The next one is comic relief. Comic relief is the direct opposite of tension creating elements that we refer to as what? Suspense. Comic relief is a humorous content that is meant to ease tension, so to say. You are watching one of the films or your movies and you see a character coming with firearm, go into a house of your favorite character in the movie, and you'll be afraid, hey, let him not meet him. Let him not meet him at home. Oh. All of a sudden, you just see a drunkard walking as a drunk that he is towards a person with a gun and just create something that will make you laugh. Will you be tense at that point in time? No, that is comic relief. The character has used his humorous attitude to try as much as possible to remove the tension that was smoldering within you. We have numerous and multifarious literary terminologies. What you should do now is to try to research to get more of this. Have you heard of what is called motif, apostrophe, poem, autonomasia, anaphora? There are a lot of them. Search for this, and you will see that there is reward in research. So if I were to ask you again, what is literary time? Do you remember how I defined it? The literary terms are devices that are used to create special meaning in order to help the audience understand the concept that is being discussed excellently. What about some of the literary terms I said we should be able to give attention to? Do you remember how many I gave out? 10. Talk about suspense, flashback, foreshadowing, interior monologue, dialogue, deals and machina, conflicts, denouements, etc. And we said that you should be able to use them in context. So the more you practice, the more you use them, the better you will be. I remember your board, J O E L.